Hi there, I'm Josh, and you're about to watch me and a Chelsea fan talk all things Tottenham. The many lows, the few highs, the potential future, and to be honest, we don't even get into whether Harry Kane will be a footballer at Tottenham next season. We just ran out of time. But before we start, it's important for me to say and ask if you like what we do and you like how we talk about football. There is a subscribe button and it would mean the world to us if you pressed it. We're trying to get more views. We're a small channel and it's proven that if I ask you nicely, you are more likely to indulge that request. So that's me asking. Thank you very much. And on with me talking about football with Jay. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to the back post. This is another one of those slightly unplanned videos we've got today. There's bits of news happening. Chelsea did good things, unfortunately. Tottenham's slowly crumbling. So we thought we'd talk about it with Jay, obviously. Who else is it going to be? Adam. Kidding. I'm kidding.
That's good. I like that.
Sorry, Adam. Sorry, but you deserve that slightly.
He's probably not watching anyway.
Fair. Comment below what you. No. So where do we start, Jay? Today, Chelsea. I mean, comfortably held on against Porto yesterday, despite one wonder goal. But let's be honest, if any goal should have counted for two.
Not gonna lie, Josh, didn't think we were going to talk about Chelsea in this video.
Oh, well, I just thought it happened yesterday. So
Yeah, but there was a fan cam, and
I know, but I just thought we'd not really quickly, just talk about the fact that, comparatively, Chelsea are into the semi-finals for the first time in 7 years. Tottenham are sinking to the bottom of the ocean. It's a good segue.
yeah, yeah, true, fair. No, yeah, it was great. I think I said it in the fan cam. It was. We were quite calm. The players were quite calm and confident in seeing out this game. And it wasn't until that very last minute goal, which was a spectacular goal, that I felt somewhat scared, and then that scared went away in 20 seconds. So yeah, no, it was comfortable. We're into the semis. It's amazing. It looks like we'll probably be against Real Madrid unless Liverpool do something special, who are picking up in form and looking like a good team again, which they weren't at the start of the season. So yeah, it's very exciting at Chelsea at the moment. But as you said, it's a beautiful segue, isn't it?
So moving on to not so beautiful. It's going to be a bit of a disjointed conversation as such, because there's a lot of, honestly, I've got quite a lot of positives.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, there I've got some negatives that we need to talk about.
Yes. Lots of negatives.
Yeah. Højbjerg's come out today, I think it was, and said that the future is incredibly bright for Tottenham. And to start off with, I got a comment on my fan cam that basically said, are we an Everton or a West Ham level club now? Which is, a difficult question to answer, because I've always said it. You tried to stop me from saying this at times. Tottenham have always been. We should be higher than we are. We should have more trophies than we do. I accept that. I think we're the 10th most valuable club in the world.
Mm-hmm.
However, we don't behave like that. So it's a difficult conversation to have. We don't behave even like an Arsenal. Arsenal, put Mesut Ozil, a player they didn't even want, on 300,000 a week.
Yeah. I think you have this facade of a big club and you have the money of a big club, but you'd never reflect that on the pitch.
I think facade is the wrong word. I think the difficulty is, even though Tottenham have had some fantastically stellar moments over the past 10 years, we're now moving into the stage. COVID's obviously made a big difference to that, but we're now moving into the stage where I left this on a comment. I said, we still have the nicest stadium in Europe. Obviously, some stadiums are going up in the next few years that may trump us, but as it stands, we have the nicest stadium in Europe in one of the most desirable footballing cities in the world. Players want to move to London.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just a fact. And, the thing is, what people forget is people are really annoyed about Levy and ENIC and the running of Tottenham, but the hope I hold on to is that this isn't Tottenham's end game. ENIC is an investment company. They bought Tottenham to build a stadium, to build a world-class team. That's the idea. To sell it on to someone. That is their mission statement. They're not here to plough Tottenham into the future for the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm.
We are here to sell eventually when the price is right, and someone will buy us because, like I said, people, if you offer, and God, I genuinely I hope we don't get City money involved. I wouldn't want that for Tottenham, but if you offer someone the nicest stadium in London, it's desirable.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's okay.
Absolutely.
On top of that, we have. If we look at, I said to Jay earlier today, I've never wanted a manager out. I was behind fucking Sherwood, for God's sake. But the Mourinho circus is getting a little bit tiresome now, and it's a really divided fan base. And to watch Tottenham, I think the reason you can be Mourinho out and it be okay is because of how Mourinho is the polar opposite of what Tottenham should be.
Yeah, that was always the thing when he signed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When he signed, everyone was confused because, Mourinho has a style of play, has a specific way of playing, and it can be seen as quite negative, especially when it's going wrong. But Tottenham have always been almost the exact opposite of that, and Poch was the exact opposite of that bit. So it was always quite jarring to see Mourinho come in. And that's why I guess it's interesting with some of the other rumours that are flying around now with Sarri, which I do want to talk to you about.
We will get onto that. But
we will get onto that in just a second. But no, I think it's so clear what Mourinho was brought in for. He's been brought in to get the monkey off the back and win a trophy. That's all he's been brought in for. That's the only purpose of Mourinho's tenure at Tottenham. So
there has been positives, like Harry Kane's prime has coincided with, let's not forget he's top of the assist charts, joint top of the goal scoring charts.
Mm-hmm.
He's been insane.
Yeah, Harry has been incredible, but
insane.
That's probably just because he's not been injured in a while. I feel like Harry Kane, when he plays, he's good anyway, no matter who he's under. But no, he has been great.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Where was I with that? Tottenham. Yes. So if we look at the case study of previous teams, I don't think they're a different mould, but look what happened after Mourinho left Chelsea and Conte came in. After the weird hitting second spell.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea had a really, really talented squad that stopped playing for Mourinho. Conte came, and that pretty much squad. If we talked about that squad that finished 10th, we were saying how many of them needed to go and how shit they were.
Mm.
And then the next season, you won the title with Victor Moses playing most games of the.
Yeah, no, they just completely stopped playing for Mourinho. They literally just stopped, and then Conte came in. They were
Victor Moses and Alonso, Jay, were played most.
Yeah,
games.
no, and they were brilliant that season as well.
I know, mad, but they shouldn't have been.
They shouldn't have been. No, that's Conte though, isn't it? Conte's
you look at United. I have a lot of issues with Solskjaer. I don't believe that United will get back to where they belong with Solskjaer as their manager, but it is undeniable to see the quality of that squad. Before and after Mourinho.
Yeah.
The bounce. Now, me and Adam had a discussion the other day about who had the best squad, and I think I was being a bit biased. Look, now the addition of Bruno and Cavani, maybe, definitely United are in a better place than us, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you what is a fact. Tottenham have a better squad now than when Mourinho left. United.
Yes.
Yeah, because they, like Jones was playing, I think.
Yeah, and they still had Smalling and yeah.
So because of the case studies that we have, and I can list, like, Son and Kane speak for themselves. Højbjerg has been a revelation. Like, without him, God knows where Tottenham would be. We would be below Arsenal, I'm convinced of it, without Højbjerg.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rodon is one of the few players I'm excited about for the future, and Tanganga. And Ndombele is so good. He's so good. And we've got a few players that could, be that, not Victor Moses, kind of like that, could do something under a new manager. Steven Bergwijn, Giovanni Lo Celso.
Can I just say
that?
this is I fully believe that Tottenham have a good team. There's been a debate about that recently, and they've been doing it on Sky. I fully believe you have a brilliant team, and it's a better team than it was when Mourinho was with United. Yes, probably, but he still won the Europa League with them. Why can't he?
Yeah.
Why is he struggling with this team? You know.
Yeah, well, apparently it's so conflicting to talk about because apparently everyone says, "Oh, Mourinho's negative and sits back," but then all the players of Mourinho have come out and said, "No, I said attack. I said get that goal. I said push for the goal." Dynamo. What are they called? Oh,
Zagreb.
This is always bad when it happens. Zagreb. I was trying to say Dynamo. The other day, Houston Dynamo was coming in my head, and I was like, shit.
Not them.
So yeah, apparently that's not Mourinho. But what is well documented is Mourinho doesn't plan his attacks. He believes that the attacker should be good enough to do it without him. Whereas obviously with Pep, you'll see Sterling run down the wing every single time and cut it across for a tap-in. Like they have set plays.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Chelsea do as well. They have plans.
Yeah.
You know, they utilise Ziyech's right foot. They utilise Werner's pace. Even if it's not working, the blueprint is there. Where it's quite clear that if we didn't have the brilliance of Harry Kane, nothing would happen.
Yeah, literally nothing would happen.
So, as much as I agree with you. I'm a firm believer that we have a really, really good squad with a few people that need to go, and it pains me to say it. I love this man I've watched Eric Dyer play for 7 years, and I fucking love him as a person. He seems exceptional as a person. Like, what other footballers climbed into the stand because their brother's being insulted? Like, I'm up for that.
Yeah.
But as a footballer, I said it in my fan cam. Cavani's goal was completely his fault. He plays him on, and then loses the flight of the ball.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't understand why Mourinho wouldn't just persevere with Toby Alderweireld, who is still maybe not the fastest, but the most intelligent defender.
Yeah, he's a proper defender. He's been doing it for years. He's got experience. He's got the talent.
And as much as you're gonna butcher me for saying this, when clubs are still playing, well, your club is still playing Azpilicueta and Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
Like Cahill, I know Crystal Palace look off the pace at the moment, but Cahill's still doing what he's doing. Can I think of an example that isn't related to Chelsea, please? That'd really make me feel better. Shit. I don't think I can, which is quite upsetting.
No, I'm struggling to think. I mean, Jagielka's still knocking about, but he's on the bench.
Yeah, he doesn't really play in Sheffield, so, it's fine. But yeah, I think it's quite obvious that, I'd take Jan Vertonghen back right now. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, so
there's talent there. I think
to swivel this back round, mate. So to swivel this back round, are you saying that are you thinking Jose needs to leave now?
It pains me to say it because part of me has that internal thing like no, support the team no matter what, obviously.
Yeah.
But I was saying to you on the phone the other day that instead of talking about United doing us over, which I don't really mind about the gloating because it wasn't 6-1, but to gloss over United doing us over because he's talking about the fact that Ollie's not going to feed his kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't get me wrong, I was discussing on the phone with you too. Ollie's comments were ridiculous too, but to just turn it into that rather than talking about the shortcomings of the game, it was just boring.
I mean, not to make it all about Chelsea, but that's my perspective. That's where most of it comes from. Thomas Tuchel, I like Thomas Tuchel's press conferences after a game. He analyses it really well. He speaks about it really well, and I quite like that. And Mourinho is literally the opposite. And listen, I used to love Mourinho. Still have affection for him, but he has that that kind of petulant behaviour in him where he just talks about everything but the game. And that is frustrating as a fan. Tell us what went wrong.
And it used to work when it used to deflect all the attention away from players. It used to work, but in the same way that you get used to a 4-4-2, we're used to his tactics. Like we know what he's going to do, and it doesn't work. And if I wanted to watch drama, I'd watch EastEnders. I just want to watch good football. I don't.
That's the thing. That is the thing. Spurs has always been good football. It's all it's been because it's only in the last 10 years you've become the bigger club that you are. But for the last 30 years or whatever it is, it's been about good football, nice football, neat football, and it just hasn't been that. And that's what doesn't make sense to me.
And when we discuss good football, before we move on to Sarri, and
I want to talk about it, man.
Yeah, before we move on to that, I just want to say that if we sack Mourinho, I think it's going to cost us 35 million on top of what we've already paid him. Yeah?
Yeah.
I think I don't know how much we settled with Poch, but obviously Poch pocketed a few million from us.
Yeah.
And if we sack Mourinho, we obviously have to spend money on a new manager, which will be not Mourinho's salary, but will be up there with the millions, yeah?
Yeah.
And I know football isn't FIFA, I know football isn't Football Manager, but we could have just given Poch Skriniar. I know there's the problem. I know the problems run deeper than that. But you know what I say.
No, you could have just backed Pochettino the way you backed Mourinho.
We gave Mourinho 100 million.
Yeah, you gave him Højbjerg, you gave him Doherty, who had been a bit of a flop, but he had a lot of promise.
We haven't even mentioned Reguilon as well.
Reguilon, exactly,
like Gareth Bale sat on our bench. Like it's mad, and you just think that Gareth Bale. Harry Redknapp came out and said Gareth Bale is a confident Galactico. Sorry, he's a Galactico with muscle and skill and talent. But Redknapp said all he wanted was and genuinely, it sounds pathetic. Harry Redknapp knew that to get the best out of Gareth Bale, you had to put your arm around his shoulder and tell him how brilliant he'd been that game. And we all know people like that.
Yeah. That's every footballer has their way of dealing with things.
At no point I can guarantee that Mourinho put his arm around Gareth Bale.
No, that's not his style. That same happened.
Gareth Bale would have 20 goals this season if Poch had an arm around him. I'm convinced of it.
I do think Poch does better with this squad. I really do.
And if we just quickly talk about, really quickly, I'm not slagging off Tuchel here, but we've seen it with Tuchel. If last night's game against Bayern, if that was under Emery or Tuchel, I think PSG go out. But that's not a slag off to Tuchel. We've seen them, both of those managers, bottle leads in the Champions League because PSG have that trouble. Poch did this, has gone in, and yes, they're not doing too well in the league at the moment, but it's difficult to turn that form around. Poch has come in, and what he did with Tottenham is he changed the mentality, and he made us believe.
Mm-hmm.
And Chelsea don't need to believe they've got quality players and they've won titles. Tuchel has I'm not slagging off Tuchel. I think he's a good manager. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And for me, last night firmly cemented. I took about 15 screenshots of Poch celebrating because honestly, I'm happy for him. I want him to win everything.
Mm-hmm.
I support Tottenham, but some parts of me thinks I should just support Poch. Eventually, that will lead me back to supporting Tottenham.
Just be a low key PSG fan for a bit.
Well, I am because I'm a him. But I think what last night proved was that yes, the football was bad at the end of Poch's era, but he wasn't the problem. Pochettino was never the problem. And the fact is, Poch didn't get his head turned by PSG. That man has just led PSG to their first. No, sorry, because they got to a final last season. But has got over that block of.
They beat Bayern Munich, the holders.
Well, they beat the best team in the Euro.
Yeah.
And also they did it in a way that PSG never do it. They held on to that slender lead and didn't throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
And Neymar hit the post 3 times. They should have bagged.
Yeah. They were on the front foot, weren't they?
Yeah, it's a miracle that they didn't score more. But he's gone in and we sacked that man. And now he's sat there having a party with Mbappe and Neymar.
And you're sat here with Mourinho.
We deserve Sarri. So let's briefly move on. Yeah, there's obviously rumours right now that we've spoken about Sarri. I think a lot of people have shooed that. But also it did come out that Sarri could be a potential replacement for Poch. Levy did discuss that a few years ago. So there's elements of truth there. I don't think it would be the worst thing ever from a football point of view.
I'm just gonna put my opinion out there. I as a Chelsea fan, I didn't like playing under being a fan under Sarri. The fan base is very divided about this, and to be fair, if you badmouth Sarri, some people think you're in our bed. But it was just not fun. I never had fun, and we won something at the end. And yes, that was great, beating Arsenal in the final. That one game was great, but everything that came before was terrible. So I didn't enjoy it, but I do genuinely think his regimented way of football would kind of work with your squad at the moment, and this isn't a long-term fix again, but football really isn't that anymore. I think this could be quite a good move if it was real. I don't know. I think it'd be better than Mourinho at the moment anyway.
Yeah, I'm not particularly interested in it though. I think that's. Yeah, I'm not interested in it at all.
I think you'd have another rough year, but you'd give yourself another good chance of winning something, like especially maybe the Europa if you're in that tournament.
I don't see it. I just don't see it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I see him coming in and playing Harry Winks in the Jorginho position.
No, you can sign Jorginho.
No, I can't.
To be fair, he had a great game against Porto.
Yeah. No, for me, I don't have a lot of tactical things to say about it. I think the best thing I can say is I sat next to you on a sofa for most of Sarri's reign.
Yeah, and I was never happy, was I?
You didn't have very many good things to say. So from that logic alone, I'm not particularly interested.
No, that's fair.
For me, it's Nagelsmann, Hasenhüttl. I want someone to bring it regimented again. We run into the same problem. Regimented isn't Tottenham. We need someone to press and be aggressive and play fun football and make the players believe. And I don't believe that's a man sitting chewing cigarette butts on the side. I believe that's a Nagelsmann. And Red Bull have dipped a little bit of late, but
no, I think you're right, and I do think you're right. That is not the way the Tottenham are going to do it. Right, that's enough of the Sarri thing. It was only a rumour, but I thought it was a funny one. It'll be the title of this video anyway. I think we need to talk about your upcoming game. It's Friday. It's Everton. You've already mentioned Everton in this video being, are you a Everton West Ham kind of club? And you're 7th, they're 8th at the moment. Just 1 point in it, but they do have a game on you. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, 2.
I'm looking at it now. They only have the 1.
No, they have 1. Okay. Oh, yeah, because they played late, didn't they? Mm-hmm. Sorry, yeah, they drew against Brighton, which is a game that I can't believe happened.
No,
yeah. It was one of those ones where I checked it today and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, obviously in infrastructure history, Tottenham and Everton have been quite similar. We've moved away from them in the past 10 years. They're getting a new stadium. They're moving away from Liverpool. They're not Liverpool club, not City.
Yeah. They're moving to St Helens.
That would be weird. But no, they've got Ancelotti, and if Tottenham went for Ancelotti, I think we'd all be a bit happier right now. But West Ham have had a good season, but no. In a few years we can have this conversation, but the fact is it has to be sustainable. Tottenham, as much as it's a dip now, over the past decade, Tottenham have improved slowly. Yeah, that's a fact. As much as we're dipping now, we're still a fucking better place than we were 10 years ago. I know we won a Carabao Cup in 2008, but still, we were bottom of the table with Ramos at one point. It's so hard to say, but West Ham have had a brilliant season. Teams have brilliant seasons. Leicester won the title. Tottenham are still a bigger team than Leicester, and people will debate that because the Premier League is. But it's difficult. It's subjective. It's confusing.
Yeah, but let's talk about this in the context of this season. Then you.
Yeah, this season we're shit, and Arsenal have probably had a better season than us in some ways.
No, but I mean, this game in particular with this season, you surely want to get Europe next season, right? I'm guessing you don't want to not have Europe. You want to.
Well, we will get. No matter what, we're going to get Europe. We've had this discussion. It's just if it. Yeah, I would rather drop out than go to the conference. If we have Europa League again, fair enough.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't want that conference bullshit. You want Europa League. This is surely a must-win big game for you then.
It is, but Everton are a really, really good side this season, and Tottenham are fucking shaky as fuck. So
you don't know what team's going to turn up.
This season, Everton's better. We've played Everton twice already. We've lost both. One was the first game of the season, and Højbjerg had a shocker.
Yeah.
And the second was a 5-4 in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
We've been pretty evenly matched, to be honest, in both games, but we've lost both of them. So yeah, we're due a win. But do I think current Ancelotti's a better manager than current Jose Mourinho? Yes, I do.
Yeah, I mean that's a shout. Ancelotti still has his ways, and okay, fair enough. Am I going to push you for a score prediction, or do you not want that?
I think 2-2.
2-2. Fair enough. And finally, I just wanted all the talk we've just had. It's been a very interesting talk. To be fair, but all of this would all of this not matter if it's coming up. It's very close now. It's the end of the month. The Carabao Cup final. I know, but like Mourinho's been brought in for one reason and one reason only. To win a trophy. You win this trophy, you get that monkey off your back, kind of, and it has that slight asterisk as it's a Carabao, but to be fair, that doesn't matter, it's a trophy. If you win that, is Jose's success, is the first question I think I have.
I think it's thank you very much for doing what you came in to do, but goodbye for me.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a Carabao Cup, and it'd be impressive if we win it because it's a Carabao Cup against City, and A, it's Man City, and B, me and you know how much they love that trophy.
They fucking love it, man.
It's such a. I would say we have a 20% chance. I reckon if this game happens 5 times, we win one of them.
But you know what? You know what it is, though. You know, like as much as he's gone downhill and he's had these moments, it's Mourinho versus Pep. Mourinho in a cup final knows, you know, he's been there before. He's got under Pep's skin before. Like, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for you to do this. Mourinho can do this. He has it in him.
I can't believe I'm going to say this as an actual thing, but do you know what worries me most of all?
Go on.
Rodon's cup tied.
Oh, is it?
He played, you know, unless we start giving Alderweireld minutes now to get ready for it,
yeah,
I think we've lost it. Because Rodon played a game with Swansea at the start of the season, so he cannot play for Tottenham in the Carabao Cup this season. So
yeah,
if we turn up to play City with Dyer and Sanchez at the back, we're done.
And ultimately, if you lose it, then is that a failure of a season?
Of course it is. Like, I'm sorry, but look where we are. Look where we are. Like, man for man, you know, Tottenham are a better team than West Ham. We know this. Like, realistically, and you'll probably disagree with this, but we're level with Chelsea, player for player.
Yeah, well, we have a young squad, I guess. Yeah.
But we've got 2 of the best attacking talents in the world, and we're not. Like it's frustrating. But yeah, I hate saying Mourinho out. I hate it, but I'm bored.
But hashtag Mourinho out. Fuck off, son.
I don't look forward to, you know how much we both fucking love it. I don't particularly look forward to football at the moment, and I haven't for a good half a season now.
Yeah, no, that's the tipping point. That was me under Sarri. I wasn't looking forward to Chelsea games. The second that happens,
every time I then believe like it's good, Dynamo Zagreb happens, and I've said say Poch had ups and downs. I would say that emotionally, maybe it's also to do with like other factors, but emotionally, two of the greatest ever nights I've had supporting Tottenham are under Pochettino, and yes, there was disappointments and upsetting, like 3-0 to Brighton. I'm like, what the fuck is the point? But my lowest moment of supporting Tottenham is under Mourinho.
Yeah. Fair.
End of story.
End of story. Full stop. Right, that's the video. Thanks for watching. This has been an interesting one, to be fair. I think this is more of like this isn't reactionary to any game. We talked about the Everton game a bit. We were talking about the situation as a whole. So let us know if you like that, because we might do more of these if that's something you like. Thanks for watching all the way through. If you're here,
tell us what you think below, please. Yeah. And honestly, we'll do videos about your opinion as well, and to talk about what you guys think, because we want to get into that. There's what's good about live chats is it hasn't happened that often, but people comment on live, and honestly, we go for half an hour more than we expected to.
Yeah,
people chat. So
it's a conversation. Absolutely.
Genuinely give a shit what you think, because we don't know.
Yeah, exactly that. And of course, please do subscribe to the channel. I've said this a lot, and I'm going to keep saying it. We're on our way to 1,000. It's in the distance. We're not close. I keep saying we're close. We're not close. It's in the distance, and I want to get there. We all want to get there. So if you want to help us do that, press subscribe, please. Please do it. And of course, tell your dads.